Jamarl Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So I have good news. The indomitable, the awesome Tim Black has asked that I do a channel on his channel. He's essentially saying, hey, I want you to do a show under Tim Black TV. It's going to be once a week. Right now, I think we're talking about Wednesdays. I'm coming up with a name for the show. I'm not certain what that name of that particular show is going to be. But I'm just like the same with the TBTV has all those different channels. For the most part, this will be a channel under his umbrella. It's like he's expanding. He's creating a stallion or a stable of talent in that sense. I told him, absolutely yes. I was proud to do it, and I appreciated him asking me about it. I felt awesome with him asking me. Tim Black has been doing this for a while. It's funny how somebody can have so much support and you not know they exist. I only found out about him like a month or two ago. And it was kind of happenstance where a person was like, hey, Tim Black, you should take a look at this guy. And he gave her a like. He was like, yeah, that's cute. That's nice. And then they came in with H.A. Goodman, and all of us kind of joined together in that way. I appreciate him asking me. Honestly, I do. It's something to be said when somebody has been doing it for that long, has done that well. For the most part, just did it on their own. Didn't have a network or anybody else to kind of back them up. They just did it on their own devices, his own talent. And I think I have like 2,000 subscribers. And he's saying, look, there's something unique about how you go about doing your show. And I like it. And I just like it. I want to be associated with it in that sense. I want that talent on my network. And so he's asked me, and I told him yes. You had me at hello. You had me at hello. So yeah, it's probably going to be on Wednesdays. The name I am thinking about right now is Context with Jamarl Thomas. That's what I'm thinking about. My wife wanted Analyze All with Jamarl. It didn't sound bad, but I think Context sounds better. I usually say Context at the end of my titles. So Context with Jamarl Thomas on Tim Black TV. Proud to do it. Proud to do it. I don't know if it's going to be this Wednesday. I'm going to try to find a topic for this Wednesday and do it that way. And look, he even asked me if I wanted to do live. That's interesting. The problem with live is as long as my videos are, I often have to cut those videos down, believe it or not. I tend to, I don't necessarily want to say drone on, but I tend to go into this thing where I'm trying to explain a point over and over and over and over again. And that's, after a while you say, okay, I can cut this here. I don't need to put all of this into that particular thing. Live, it's more of a paying attention to that particular thing. Like you have to be cognizant of it and be aware of it. But maybe, it may not be a bad thing. It may actually be an interesting thing to have to force yourself to kind of cut that down as opposed to doing it editorially. After the fact. So yeah, Tim Black TV. Context on Tim Black TV. Look for it this Wednesday. I think I'm trying to get them some this Wednesday. They're going to handle the graphics and everything else. So, with the Tim Black TV show. Proud to do it. Proud to do it. Proud to do it. It's funny. One of the things I prized for the most part was independence. Like I felt this thing of James Baldwin. He has this thing called the social responsibility of an artist, or the artist's struggle for integrity. The artist's struggle for integrity. Now, if you're a single actor, meaning if you're functioning from just purely an independent source of eye as an individual, you're free. You do whatever you want. It's fair game. You have no strings attached to you other than strings that are associated with your fragility, physical body in that sense. You see a problem, you point to that problem, and you go after that problem. Doesn't matter who's attached to that problem. Now, in any affiliation with that, I realized that when you're affiliated with somebody, you're tied to that individual's organization. Meaning, if, for instance, think of the problem with Democrats and Republicans. Bernie Sanders comes out. He's functioning with the Democratic Party. He says, these guys are plutocrats and they're just out there for the wealthy. So, wait a minute, dude. Obama gave 95% of the wealth to the top 1%. You're functioning with that party that did that. You're functioning with that party that did that. How are you arguing about it? You're trying to get Democrats in office. Those Democrats in office did the thing that you're talking about. tied to it. It's like the virtue of where you're standing to some degree associates you with the other elements of what you're standing with. That always concerned me, if I'm being honest. So even though I had this thing where I was like, oh man, it would be nice to be associated with somebody to, to speed up, get more subscribers, because I like my show. I thought my show was pretty decent, particularly as I've gotten more accustomed to it, feel more comfortable in front of the camera. I thought it was a good product, a good show. And I said to myself, well, at the very least, being independent, you're free. You have no strings attached. You have no emotional entanglements that says, okay, I don't want to go after this person because this person is whatever. Affiliating yourself with something means you're affiliating with the ideals of that particular thing. You're tied to it. You're stuck with it. If I'm going to be affiliated with the Tim Black show, then to some degree, yeah, I am tied and stuck with the elements of Tim Black. If Tim Black says something that's way off the wall, there is a pull at that point of not calling Tim Black on something that he might have said that's off the wall. That's true. Just for watching the show, though, I haven't seen any of those issues. Like, I haven't seen anything that said, okay, this guy's going to go off the rails, and you're going to have an incentive to not call it out because you're associated with him in that way. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen it. Man's been doing the show for years on it. I haven't seen the thing that I would say, oh yeah, that's beyond the pale. I feel comfortable in that way. Now the question becomes, and look, that's a compliment. That's a damn compliment. And I say that to say, it's like being affiliated with TYT. They're doing something like, oh man, this embarrasses me. I have to go against my network. In that sense, I haven't seen anything where I'm saying, oh, I have to go against Tim on this. So when he asked me, yeah, I was game. I was perfectly game. Yes, yes, you had me on hello. Yes, I am proud to be a member of the Tim Black TV show. I like it. I like it. Now, that being said, Tim said something that was off the rails. Yes, I will still call him on it. I still have my show. The show isn't going anywhere. Meaning, the Progressive Soapbox is still here, whether I'm affiliated with the Tim Black TV show or not. I'm still me. I'm still free. So, when he asked me, yes, I'm going to enjoy doing it. I enjoyed my conversation with him. I think the guy's awesome. I was watching many of his episodes to just get a feel for him. I like him. I like him. If I'm being honest, he puts me in the mind of an uncle. He honestly does. My wife was like, that's just because he's black. No, it's not because he's, maybe, partially. But no, he puts me in the mind of an uncle. So, I like him. I like him. So, I am proud to be a part of Tim Black TV. So, look for me on TBTV Wednesday. Maybe Wednesday. I mean, it depends on when they get the edits up. But if it's a live show, it's going to be Wednesday because he's off on Wednesdays. But we're working it out. All right, guys. Thanks. And look, thank you guys for your support. Honestly. I know I have a lot of new subscribers and all, but, check the back shows. This is pretty much how I am. I have a bias towards humanity. I'm going to be honest and earnest when I evaluate stuff. At least to the degree that I can be honest and earnest. And I will give you my thought process. It may be laborious, it may be somewhat long, it may be somewhat winding, but I will give you my thought process. You can evaluate it for yourself. I'm not telling you stuff, just believe I'm showing it. Sometimes those, again, that gets a little long sometimes. And I try to cut it down when I get the opportunity. But I do that because I want you to understand where I'm coming from. That's the pure point of it. Thank you for your support. Absolutely. I've had people who's been with me for God knows how long. I think Pat Hacker, Joseph Pace. What's the other woman names? There's another woman who's Terry something. Yeah, man, I appreciate all you guys. I honestly do. I read the comments. I don't necessarily get the chance to comment all the time because I work and do this and it starts taking up more and more time. But no, it's appreciated. It's absolutely appreciated. Even people who disagree with me. It's appreciated. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you're listening. Even, and it sounds funny, more so conservatives. More so conservatives. Because there were people who said, look, I am a Republican, but yeah, I like what you're saying on this front. I like it when progressives say yes, because I already know that for the most part, progressives wouldn't agree with what I'm saying. They may say, whoa, that guy's too far to the left on some stuff. Fair enough. But mostly they're going to agree. In order to change things, though, you need the other side. And in order to get the other side, you want them to say, okay, this guy's being fair. He's not being a hypocrite. And what he's saying right there made sense to me. That's an in. That's an in. That's at the very least getting somebody to listen to you, who would reflexively, under normal circumstances, be against you. And if you ever want those people on your side, you have to start with a level of integrity. If they don't believe what you're saying, you're not going to even get a listen. You're not even going to get a listen. They need to have a body of work to say, okay, this guy's been fair. He's bashed Trump on the things that are against his value system. He's given him praise for things that are within his value system. He's being consistent within his value system. I may disagree with him on his lefty stuff, but at the very least, I know the guy is being earnest and straightforward with me. When he's giving an appraisal, if he's saying something that I'm agreeing with, he's not saying this out of some bias. He's saying this because he has a track record of being honest out of a level of honesty. The hook is honesty. That's what Democrats fundamentally miss. That's what politicians fundamentally miss. The hook to get people is just being honest. It's just being honest. If they at least believe you, you get the benefit of the doubt. They may not like some of your policies, but at the very least, they know you're telling them the goddamn truth. My channel is ultimately to try to tell the truth, insofar as I can understand it. There's a real world out there, but, you know, that's a hypothetical real world, if that makes sense. Like, you can never really touch that real world. The only thing you have are perspectives. Those perspectives try to get closer to what that real world is, but they can never actually touch that real world. The question becomes, which perspective is closest? And what are the things that are corrupting the way that perspective is trying to perceive that reality? Does that perspective want to perceive that reality at all? Or do they want to obfuscate the actual reality? Those are the things that you need to evaluate when you're talking or listening to somebody. I would argue that my show, for the most part, tries to give you a fair, unfiltered view of what I think reality is. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And a big thanks to Tim Black. Alright guys, thank you.